Close the petrol air mixture. Petrol air, the amount of petrol air that goes. So basically, this is connected to here. So you must know that there was this unit called the carburetor. Filters air, filters petrol, mixes petrol and air, and it controls the amount of air entering, controls the amount of what? Petrol air mixture entering. So you can be asked what is the function of the throttle, what is the function of the choke, what is the function of the air filter, what is the function of the petrol filter. But basically it mixed petrol and air and also controlled the amount of petrol and air, which finally reaches our what? Our cylinders, isn't it? Yeah, but so this is the old setup. Modern engines, they have what are called injectors. So the Faramsa is also appreciated, or the modern engines, how they are different, isn't it? So my modern engines, instead of having the carburetor, they simply have my injectors. So you can have what are called fuel injectors, isn't it? So you can just illustrate my fuel injectors as my opening. So our fuel is injected directly into the cylinder, unlike the old way. So inlet only air comes in, and then we have injectors. Injectors, fuel injectors. So that's an improvement made. There is direct injection of fuel into the cylinders. So the injectors are more efficient. They provide an equal amount of fuel into the cylinders. So each cylinder they get my injector eye. So to get an equal amount of fuel. And of course, control they are automated. No control to ensure efficiency. But you need to know that there was an improvement from the carburetor to injectors for modern engines. And so they're efficient. They spray those tiny droplets into the cylinders better than my carburetors. So yeah, you can also come across that. Okay, so what else? So that's your petrol engine. Basically everything you need to know. So unoanza compare diesel engine. So this is petrol. What if it's a diesel engine? Cylinder actually like I just said. So similar. Everything else is similar except Panama. Instead of having a spark plug in a diesel engine, we have our diesel injector. So that diesel injector can get Panama. Pambana spark plug, and it injector. That injector. So no problem in diesel. The rest is the same. And also size. The diesel cylinder is larger than the petrol. All right. So let's walk through these steps for the diesel engine. So what happens? Intake, same thing. Piston goes down, inlet valve opens. A personal petrol air mixture up. And it could diesel engine. Air enters. Air enters the cylinder. Only air comes in. And just like our motor petrol engine, only air is coming in. This is what the diesel engine does. Only air enters. Then air is before the outlet valve is closed. You have to bear intake by diesel. Compression by diesel. Same thing. Piston moves up. Inlet valve closed. Exhaust valve closed. Then Apo atichati petrol air mixture is compressed. Takuti only A is compressed. Only what? A is compressed. Only A is compressed. But this stage is very important for diesel engine. Because after A is compressed, A is compressed and this generates what? Heat energy. Heat what? Saka is high compression vertical. The compression of a diesel engine is very high. There's a lot of compression. But diesel engines are petrol engines. So the compression is very high. So what happens? This high compression generates heat. And take note that only A is compressed. Right. Then we go to the power stroke. So about a spark ignites the petrol air mixture. The heat generated. The heat what? Generated the heat generated during compression. The heat generated during compression ignites the petrol. Ignites not the petrol air mixture. Ignites the diesel. Ignites the diesel. And it by the way, power, this is where we introduce the diesel. The diesel is what? Injected into the cylinder. And so the diesel is injected into the cylinder for power. And the heat generated during compression ignites what? The diesel. Right. You can say the diesel air mixture ignites the diesel air mixture. Then the diesel air mixture explodes. The diesel air mixture explodes, forcing the piston to move down. And both valves closed as before. So the difference is compression the power. The difference is power fuel type that petrol versus diesel. So there are few differences. So once such kind of exhaust happens in the same way, piston moves up, the exhaust valve opens, exhaust gases leave the cylinder, and then we go back to intake. Compression of air, we generate heat, we introduce our diesel into our heated cylinder, and it ignites. It ignites and explodes, forcing the piston down, up. And then our crankshaft is turning, and our flywheel maintains momentum. Saga, Tarawa diesel no petrol, no theory is. Saga, what's left is for us to answer the question. Question to now to answer it correct in the heap. And yes, you can read.
Which stroke is down in the intake?
So I will go now to diagram which of these four. So what is the answer? The correct answer. But diagram, let's say we have total what as a piston. Total we have piston down or up? Down. Comma valves. Are closed. So can let people measure so far. If it's a petrol engine, we would show that there is a spark. But near piston you must be able to figure out which stroke.